Welcome back to our videos on unit differences between Lords of the Realm 1 and Lords of the Realm 2. Right now, this is Lords of the Realm 2. See, in Lords of the Realm 1, if you recall, every weapon costs the same amount except for the Knight, which required shield, swords, and armor. But here, they have different prices for each one. 13 wood for your bows, 3 iron, 6 wood for your pikes, your macemen, 4 iron and 4 wood, which is very close to, in terms of price, to your pikemen. Your crossbows, 10 iron, 6 wood, and your swords, 10 iron and 3 wood. Very expensive items here. You can also notice how easy it is, though, to make these weapons once you have the resources. Bam! Weapons are easily put together. Also, in the merchant, you can buy them at, of course, different prices based on how much they cost. So, wood will cost you $2 per each one. Because of bow costs, if you make your own weapons, you get a slight discount. So you see, they're charging you 32 each. If you recall, each bow took 13 wood, right? It's very good economically, I guess you could say, because to make one, it would cost you 26, or you could buy a pre-made one at 32. So they give you they'll charge you a little bit more to buy the whole thing, but of course there's no labor involved if you just bought it straight out. I set up the same kind of scenario I did in the unit differences value with all kinds of different units, and they're all going to attack this town. So first, let's go with the knights. I set up a scenario that is generally very difficult. You'll see that I use different strategies because we have different units. The knights are crazy fast. Right? And you'll see that the AI is, of course, not very smart. Why would you move? Seeing what I'm doing right now, you would probably not want to do that, right? So now I'm just waiting to pounce on those archers right now. Let's go. Let's go.
For honor and glory. For honor and glory. Let's go. Hold the course, my lord. Excellent. Excellent.
The mobility of the knights is, of course, very high, as you can see. They fight pretty hard. I waited for them to mobilize, to get their units over there. The pikemen are kind of slow. They don't move very fast. So even if they wanted to come, it's going to take them forever to get there. To go without saying, knights are very strong, but as I mentioned, very, very expensive. Just like in the last game, in Lords of the Realm 1. So here we go. Very effective. Those are macemen right there. Basically, these guys are monsters, but most players will not play knights very often because knights cannot fill moats, and a lot of castles require you to fill a moat. One thing I didn't point out yet, but it's kind of differences between Lords of the Realm 1 and 2, is that the wages are identical for the same amount. 50, 50, 50. Whereas the wages differed greatly in Lords of the Realm 1. So next, we're going to have our macemen. This is probably the favorite of a lot of players. Because their speed and they're fast. Not as fast as knights, but they're fast. And their speed is legendary, right? Just like knights, they're fast. And they're extremely cheap. With only 4 wood, 4 iron cost. Mobility is great. Whereas the knights were 18 iron and 4 wood. So, you know, you figure 22 resources versus 8. You could get almost 3 macemen for the price of 1 knight. But as you can see, of course, they're not going to win like the knights did. Not even close, honestly. But you would have to get like an army of them. In terms of resources, you could have 600 macemen, roughly 600 macemen, and of course you're gonna win. Right? Next up, I got swordsmen. You'll notice immediately swordsmen are gonna be different. Swordsmen are kind of slow, are a little bit slower. Of course, your perception of how fast they are will change based on the fact that at the top we have our options menu, kind of controls how fast I'm going. So I got mine at 9, game speed at 9. If I have it at a slower game speed, it would be different.
Your orders, my lord?
Okay, now that there's archers are coming, party over. They're probably gonna start going down now. They might not even fare in this particular scenario. They might not even be as good as Macemen in this scenario. But then again, yep, they didn't even do as good as the Macemen in that scenario, and they cost significantly more than the Macemen. But you know, there are select scenarios where they can be used. Next up, we got crossbows. Crossbows are one of the more expensive units. I'm going to play differently with the crossbows, of course, because they are a ranged unit. I'm going to stand in here. So just like in Lords of the Realm 1, they have a lower range than the archer, but they're very good at penetrating armored units. Here we go. Look at that. The bulk of them are going up here. Crossbows are pretty good in these kind of circumstances, of course. So far, obviously, the knights have been proven to be the strongest, but the crossbows did second best for sure.
This is one of your armies.
Next, I'm just gonna do. Well, actually, let's do the archers next and the pikemen last. So the archers are going to try to do the same strategy that was done by the crossbows,
Of course, sir.
because obviously they are a ranged unit, and it would probably be better for them to be in here
At your service.
so that they cannot get surrounded.
At your service. Roman ready. At your service.
And I see how I leave one unit hanging out just to see if they'll just attack that one unit instead of attacking this entire base. While they're fighting, I can see if I can explain this if I'm not too loud. One, this stops the battle. This one is if you want to flee. This one, if you have a castle, this will actually, like a castle with a moat, you could press this to it actually says it if you did wait long enough. Lower castle drawbridge. Now, why you want to do that, I'm not really sure. This is to the mop function. It just means that if you feel like you want to send your units to just attack them at random, you can do that. This is and that last one shows the computer is the auto calc function. The auto calc function, if you think that the battle is won and you don't want to fight it, you can click the auto calc button. I'm just going to rush this because this is basically, that's it. I mean, I can't do anything here. They're going to get mopped. They got destroyed, of course, because they're meant to be behind a base unit. But let's do the last one, and that's the pikemen. They're actually going to use the same strategy as the archers and crossbowmen. And I'll tell you why. It's because they're extremely durable. And they walk slow, so they're not going to be able to, attack those. They're not going to be able to destroy those archers in time. Like, those archers are easily going to get to us before we do. So they can't just try to mop the archers up. It's not going to work. Okay, stop moving, dude. Like, come on.
New orders. Pikemen ready. Sir, we are ready. New orders. Pikemen ready. Sir, we are ready.
You can see one of the characteristics of pikemen is that they have strong armor. So that's what you'll notice immediately. Very tough armor. And they're not much more expensive than macemen. But of course, their slow move speed makes them kind of undesirable to most players. They don't like that. But they are a strong base unit. Like, if you have archers and these guys are just standing there, just absorb the bullets. They can just absorb a lot of shot. So I want to try to get at these archers now. Leave one behind to take over in case one of these guys dies. But let's go forward and take out those archers. Come on. Come on. Come on. See if they can attack them. Yeah, man, they just... The battle takes a while with the pikes, but they are tough as nails, aren't they? I I mean, they're still gonna lose, but man, they're tough. Okay, before I end this video, I have to mention, of course, the different units that I just used are used in different ways. Basemen and knights, the fact that they're fast, kind of can help you siege castles, because all you have to do to win a castle is to grab the flag. And those units are so fast that enemies have a hard time putting their units in there to protect their flag. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you'll watch the next one.